Good evening, Saints. I am Pastor Gadson of AF Gadson Ministries and Senior Pastor of the St. Peter Baptist Church, 7110 Bay Street, Elko, South Carolina. And this is Pastor Gadson's Nightcap for January the 24th, 2016. Well, I had several services today, and I got when I got home, I had to do a few things outside, and because I guess I'm already tired from lack of sleep on last evening and weary from running all day, and I guess the biggest culprit is no doubt the unusually cold weather we've been having lately. And if the truth be told, the weather is probably more normal than anything else. But I, like many in the area, have become accustomed to the unseasonably warm weather we've been having lately. So I found myself doing something that I don't do very often. I found myself complaining. My my exact words were, I hate cold weather. I hate cold weather. Same thing I said when I went outside this morning. Same thing I say often. The cold weather is one thing that I must admit I complain about. Now I know some of you can relate because you too hate cold weather. But on the other hand, some of you, it's not so much that you hate cold weather as it is you just like complaining. And I know some of you know folk like that who love to complain. They complain about everything. During the summer, they complain about the heat. During the winter, they complain about the cold. They are never really satisfied. You know anybody like that? Okay. Now, in my defense, that's not me. That's not me. Those that really know me will tell you I relish in warm weather. And though I may get hot in the summer, I never find myself wishing for cold weather. I might look for an air conditioner, but I never find myself wishing for cold weather. So what I did was I complained, but immediately once I complained, I responded to myself saying, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to complain because even though I'm in the cold, the Lord has enabled the activity of my limbs. I can move around even in the cold, and that's something to be thankful for. I decided that I have no right to complain because even though I was in the cold momentarily, I did not have to spend the evening. I did not have to spend the night in the cold like so many others. I concluded that being fully clothed, socks and shoes on my feet, a coat on top of my shirt and t-shirt, even a tie keeping my shirt snug about my neck and keeping my neck warm, a nice hat up on my head. I have no right to complain about momentarily transitioning through a little inclement weather. We complain about the sunshine, we complain about the rain. My mind went to 1 Thessalonians 5:18 where it says, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. Be thankful in all circumstances. Now I'm not foolish. I know that it's harder to find joy in some situations than it is in others. But the life of a Christian should be a joyous life. You shouldn't walk around complaining all the time. Folks shouldn't always see you with your head hung down. We should give thanks for the things that he spares us. We should give thanks for the things that would come up against us if it were not for him preventing them. We should give thanks not just for the great things, but we should, or the things we consider great, but we should give thanks for the small things, for the common things. We should give thanks for our present. And if giving thanks for your present is cumbersome because you're going through something, you should give thanks for your past. Give thanks for your future, for the hope that you have. And you know, our hope is not wishful thinking. Our hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood. You should give thanks for hope, Give thanks for his correction and his chastisement because it works for our good. God designed all these things, the good and the bad. He designed all these things for our good. You may not readily see it, but all things are working for your good. Now with that in mind, I began to look at some of the benefits of the weather that I so often complain about, the benefits of cold weather. And a few things I'm going to share with you and we'll let you go. Cold weather, it burns calories. Have you ever heard of brown fat? You can research that or Google it. Cold weather brings us closer. You confine to the house. We tend to get under the cover, get warm and toasty, and then we tend to talk on the phone longer than we normally would and socialize more so than others. Cold weather is hard on disease covering bugs. That's a good reason to shout right there. It kills mosquitoes and some of these other pests. Cold, damp, dreary weather helps us to appreciate the warm, sunny days a little more, because if it was sunny all the time, you see what I'm saying? But when we have these days that the clouds are hanging low and it's damp and dreary, then when the sun comes out, we can better appreciate it. Cold weather can reduce inflammation in the body. It can promote self-esteem or self-image. You know, you get all dressed up and looking good and you forget how you look with your clothes off. I know I shouldn't have gone there. But you know the pressure that's on us during summer when you're wearing less clothes and trying to go to the beach and putting on bathing suits. And so you have a pressure to have that so-called summer body. But during the cold weather, you can forget how you look with all those clothes off. Cold weather tends to increase our energy. It's good for sleeping. You get your room good and warm. Or get the room a little cool and cover up the right way. It's good for sleeping. I've heard that your mind works better when it's cold. Cleaner air promotes better breathing. It may result in longer lifespan. It fights infection. For all of you fashionistas out there, it's a good time to adorn your boots, your gloves, your scarves, your hats, your overcoats. It's a good time to get all dressed up. What I'm saying is, as you reflect and attempt to rest tonight, look at the situations that normally cause you to complain and see all the positives that you can pull even from those situations that you normally complain about. I promise you, if you're not careful, you'll find yourself thanking God for your ups, your downs, your so-called good days and your bad days, the sweets and the sours. Try it and see if you don't find yourself giving thanks in all things. God bless you. This is Pastor Gadson, and this is Pastor Gadson's Nightcap for January the 24th, 2016. God bless you. Good night.